What's up, guys? Professor Immortal here, bringing you a whiteboard breakdown of Gridlock leading into the MLG Open at the arena in Columbus. If you're unfamiliar with this series, usually pick a topic, talk about something, going to keep it brief today, and then we're going to get into the map. So normally I've got my whiteboard behind me. I'm down the shore on vacation and didn't get a chance to get that video recorded before I'm down here, but keeping on the speed with my work here. I've got Gridlock on the iPad, and we're going to be drawing on that and talking about some of the meta that we've seen over the decade that this map has been in esports for Gears of War. So really just want to shed light on the importance of that topic there, and a little bit of my history in 2006 as I was just waiting and waiting for Major League Gaming to announce Gears of War in anticipation and just hoping, like all of us who were grinding the game battles ladder back then, and it happened, and it was such a special moment. I was a freshman in college trying to travel to every single possible land prior to MLG, doing everything I can, pushing the game, pushing esports to my classmates. Every sort of project I could make Gears of War related, I did, and I'm sure my professors hated that part of it. But you know, nothing was more fun than playing this game in front of a full classroom on a projector, screaming at the top of my lungs to my teammates and seeing their reaction, like, what is this esports thing? Anyway, Gears of War is a huge part of me, and it's really important and special to be a part of this Major League Gaming event almost 10 years later, and really wrapping up a part of esports history as we're going to be playing Execution. So that's why we're doing Gridlock today. I haven't done this map. If you want to look at some of the other videos, I've done War Machine, I've done Clock Tower in terms of UE, and I've done a couple other maps and on some of the other titles. So check that out. But we're going to look at Gridlock, and we're going to see how the meta's changed over the years, and if it has at all, really. But we're not really sure if Gridlock will be a competitive map in Gears of War 4, as we're going to be hitting escalation, so just unsure. But anyway, let's get right into it. I think Gridlock is one of the maps that best defines really risk and reward in terms of a strategic approach. That's why we see a lot of base strats on the Gridlock, but if we were to implement a snipe strat, you know, the risk is we're giving up boom. If we're going to go for boom strat, the risk is we're going to give up snipe. So Gridlock is simple in that way. But if we're going to really focus on a snipe strat fully, where we're like, hey, we want to get sniper, but we want to at least engage at sniper, we can do a couple things. One might be a 3-1, where 3-1 snipe, where it's 3 to the tower and 1 flanks. So that's really like a full-on push this way, and one guy really guards the nades. If he has an opportunity to pick up nades, he can do that, but the real goal is to get the kills. So this is not a nade strat. We'll look at nades later. But let's assume that your opponent's running a base here. Let's say they've run 2, and the other team is over at boom. The team is obviously going to be able to pick up boom now. They should recognize some vision that, hey, this is happening, turn around, whatever you got to do. But this is a 4v2. Now we will see some firepower coming this way. This team may opt to just get boom and start chucking them. But the goal here is to grab these kills quickly. So if we have these players rushing in, trying to take advantage of the fight here, these COG players should back off. But that's a solid example of if they do back off and we're not able to get a kill, you know, these COG players should not commit to this fight. They should be backing off if 3 are pushing. Then the Locust team is going to be able to get sniper, and they really need to either get out quickly or commit to this fight that's going to happen in pillars, and start to spread around the map and really just stay away from the boom. You can't clump up in this situation, and that's really what's going to happen next, is the booms are going to start flinging. So if you don't get that kill, then this didn't really work out, because I don't know, I'd much rather have a boom shot on this map. I favor that a little bit more, depending on who you are, depending on your play style. Let's look at what a 2-2 would look like instead. So instead of sending 3, we can even do this and have 2 guys come out here. We could send smoke grenades over to sort of cloud this area, just conceal them. And these two can really just rush and, like I said, try and get those kills quickly. This gives you a little bit more flexibility. You're not clumped up top, and you can quickly get around to the other side and try and secure at least one of these kills and deal with the man advantage against a boom. Well, frag grenades are obviously very powerful, and it's nice to throw in a frag strat once in a while. Where you really just want to get those frags quickly and make sure you have somebody there to get the revive. So let's say you set up a regular base strat here. One guy's going to guard tower, one guy's going to guard boom on either side there, and this player's going to grab frags. This guy's going to be there for the quick revive. Now there may be, obviously one of either the boom or the snipe is going to have some pressure. So if there's going to be two guys at boom and they're playing pretty aggressively over at boom to try and get that, this player can quickly get some frags out. And what he can do is sort of, if he has the ability to at least just get one frag over on this side, maybe force those locust players over to the cog side and get a little bit of a fight there. But you always really like to throw those nades double. So if you're going to throw one there, maybe you throw one there as well if you're in the middle. If this player's falling back over here a little bit, or is able to put pressure here, get one on this side and one there to try and kill the guy who set up. Anyway, throwing in that nade strat can really throw off your opponent's game and keep them, make them respect the frags, make them pay attention to the frags early on in the fight. And if it's congested over at snipe side, then you can obviously get a couple nades up there. And it's always cool to sort of force the player where you want to. With that first frag, you want to lead your opponent into a direction that you want them to go. For example, if you want them to be forced into the middle, throw the first frag here. If they have, they may not be able to roll down the stairs, and you throw the second one right after, and you really try and catch them with that second nade. And just move players around with frags. Really good utility on Gridlock. This is a good map to look at resource management again, as we've talked about it in previous episodes. But Gridlock gets to that point where it's a stalemate a lot, just because of the trade-off of power weapons. So it's common where we'll see teams just sort of wait, and that's really because, we could restock on another boom, or we're afraid to get popped. So in that situation, let's say we're down to a 3v3. Each team has traded off power weapons. So we really want to just be able to coincide with our actions and our resources as a unit to accomplish a goal. So when let's say the cog team is in boom control, they maybe have one left, but they're set up to restock on the next boom, and the locust team has been forced back. So let's say snipers up here, and let's say we have a player down in pillars, and he's feeling the pressure. He's backed off quite a bit, and we'll even say we have another player. Like right here, this player might be bouncing between this location and that location, but this is one guy's area. So this is a 3v3. So the cog team is going to be waiting for the next boom shot to spawn up, giving them a little bit more abilities. But it's kind of difficult to grab it because the sniper is in tower. So this player's role is now to focus on the sniper and just be annoying and keep him busy. He has a smoke left. So this cog team needs to just use all their resources together as a unit and accomplish something. They've recognized that this player is going to be the kill. They have 2 frag grenades, and they're going to use these frags to keep that player where he is. They're not really going to be used to get the kill, but these frags are going to allow them to make a play with the boom shot. So, as I mentioned, this cog player is keeping an eye on sniper, just shooting him while this player looks down. Can even get a smoke over there. Someone can get just a smoke cloud to sort of fog this area. And boom, we do this all at once. We put all of our resources and firepower together to accomplish something as a team. So there goes one frag, keeping this player in. This locust player starting to move over, but he really can't do anything in this situation as this cog player is going to come down with the boom shot here and have vision. So we could throw one frag, we could throw another. That's really throw one deep. That's really just to contain this player, so the boom shot can come in, get an easy kill. The sniper is having a difficult time getting any vision or headshot off, as this guy's keeping an eye on him. So it's really just the idea that we've waited to maybe restock on resources, and then we go. And we do that quickly. We don't wait too long. We have the advantage. We get the kill. We're in a 3v2 situation. Even if we expensed all our booms and rockets to do so, or sorry, all our booms and frags to do so, we've done it as a team, and we've recognized the strategy. So when you're in a stalemate like that and you're waiting for weapons to respawn, pick a target and execute it with enough time when you have a clear advantage like this, and do it together. Another good thing to do is if you do end up falling back with that scope and you do have solid vision on the map, this is obviously a good point to be. But you also want to keep your opponent guessing a lot and bounce around with that sniper. Be aggressive with this power weapon. Look for nerd angles. Come over here, come over here. Just keep bouncing, keep them guessing, and you might be able to pick off a stupid snipe headshot. Even get two players up here and just quickly maybe move up and get a shot across, and then back off if you can get to that position. But if you catch them sleeping, you're able to make a play before power weapons respawn again. It's always good to highlight the clutch spot on a map, and on Gridlock there are a couple. Where do you end up in like a 1 versus 3 situation or something like that? How to make that as winnable as possible. So in a lot of situations, you may end up down in pillars, and this is just a really difficult spot to be in, where you can basically, the thing about the clutch spots is you're trying to have your opponent make a mistake, and it's important that you do not give up, because it's very possible that your opponent shoots a bad boom or just jams their gun or whatever it is, gives you a slight advantage to do. So when you're facing 1 or 2 guys, you might end up in pillars, and that's really difficult, as they'll be able to just surround you from the distance and be able to get you down with power weapon control. So a lot of players end up top in the tower, whether here or back here. Now here you're absolutely stuck, right? And if the team is going to just sort of come at you one by one and try to take you out, that's on them. I mean, that gives you an opportunity to win. They should really just sort of hold it down and guard you like this, and have like another player, just wait for booms, wait for nades. Nades is really effective just to toss them up there and kill you. So there's that. If it's 2 players, it's a little bit trickier, but the biggest thing is for these 2 guys to stay together, keep you at bay enough, where you can't get any power weapons, be able to stock up and back off a little bit and just keep an eye on you, keep you contained until you do get the power weapons, and use those resources to ensure the kill. But if we are going to be in this tower, as I mentioned, as another possible location, you're going to be surrounded by the members of the COG, and in this case, and they're going to start to collapse on you. And if there's 2 of them, you really just going to want to try and separate and take a 1v1 as best you can, and shooting over here and just waiting for that opportunity to strike. It gets obviously more difficult as they close in on you, but that's really the best thing you can do. So this is obviously the place to clutch. It's easier, I'd say, to clutch on this map than some others. Like War Machine's very hard, as I mentioned before, going up top, but Gridlock, it can be done. So again, just give your opponent the opportunity to make a mistake, and you could come up on top or draw out a round that you should not have.